activists. So let's have a round of applause to all of you. Senator has to go somewhere else, so I'm just going to read little short bio about Senator, and then we will ask him to come say a few words, and then I'll open the floor for question and answer. So that's how we'll go, and we'll finish as soon as we can. So let me introduce Senator. So Senator Jack Martin, I have known Jack Martin for what seems like forever, because I know him for almost 10 years. And he was village trustee and mayor. Jack is a small businessman like many of us. His father came to US from Portugal and started the family construction business with a wheelbarrow and 2 shovels. So he is like us, from middle class family.
Nassau County. What we need this year more than at any other time is honest leadership. And I want you to think about that for a second. 2 words: honest leadership. Honesty, because so much has happened of late that has questioned our integrity in government, and we need to restore people's confidence in their government. Here in Nassau County, the need to restore public confidence in government has to be the first business of order. First thing we do. And we can explain why, but I can tell you without any equivocation, if the public lacks trust in their government, the government does not have the ability to fix any of the problems that are facing its constituents. So the first step is to make sure that we get rid of the Interim Finance Authority, which, by the way, has been there for 17 years. How do we fix our assessment system so that people know that they're paying their fair amount of taxes? How do we fix our roads and our infrastructure? And how do we put the county back on track to create the jobs that are necessary to make sure that our children, when they finish school, can come back to Nassau County and raise their families right here? These are the challenges that we have as a community. Some may not realize this, but the Nassau County was formed in 1900. In 1900. So for the first 100 years, Nassau County was the most prominent county in the entire country. Everything that happened in Nassau County was followed by other counties, whether in California or different parts of the country. They took the lead from here on how to provide suburban communities and quality of life. And now we're into the 2nd century, and we have 17 years of finance authority because the county, both Democrats and Republicans, the county has not been able to pay its bills. And so here are the challenges before us. Like many of you, I grew up in a family that immigrated to the United States. The need to focus on education, the opportunities that are presented if you're willing to work hard, and the lesson that if you are going to complain about something, you better be prepared to do something about it. So we're prepared to do something about Nassau County. We're going to fix the finances. We're going to get rid of the Financial Oversight Board that's been here for 17 years. We're going to reassess the county and make sure that the county assessment system is working. We're going to reinvest in infrastructure to fix our roads and bridges. And most importantly, when we get to the point of putting the county back on solid financial footing, we're going to go out there and attract the kind of economic development that is necessary to create the jobs that are necessary to keep our county moving forward. Ladies and gentlemen, my friends here today, I'll ask you, what is the most important thing that a government should focus on in our lives? Corruption-free is one important thing. For me, that goes without saying. For me, it's about a job. When you give somebody a job, you provide them the opportunity to put food on their table, to take care of their families. When you give somebody a job, you provide for the opportunity for them to live in a community and to be able to support their community. Nassau County, after Grumman, no longer has the jobs necessary to attract the people coming here. for so much part of our history, Nassau County was a destination because we had jobs for people right here. How do we go out and attract the kind of job base, whether it's in science, whether it's in biopharm, whether it is in cutting-edge technologies like renewable energy, the county executive, to talk about how we're going to improve this county and ensure that the next 100 years are going to be brighter and brighter than the last. And all of our community put together, because frankly, there's nothing more important than making sure that our children are okay. That's why we're here. And so if we have the opportunity to invest in our community, if we have the opportunity to create the jobs that are necessary here, when our children get out of school and they're prepared to take on the world, because we do have the best schools in the country, we have the smartest children in the country, we prepare them so well, we need to make sure that they can come back home and be able to get jobs here, become entrepreneurs here, raise their families here, and ensure that we have a brighter future here in Nassau County. So those are the challenges that we have before us. Now I have the opportunity this year to be running with wonderful elected officials and people with experience. And I say, if you have the opportunity to vote for somebody, all too often we forget about the qualifications and we focus on the politics. So let's put the politics aside for a second and let's look at the competency of the people who are running. Steve Labriola, who's running for county comptroller. Steve Labriola, who's running for county comptroller, is a person, first of all and foremost, of integrity. He's a family man. He's a person who has served our communities in Albany, in the Assembly. He's a person who came back and was the town clerk and was a deputy comptroller in the county. He's a person who understands finances, understands the needs of the community, and is a person who has a very, very impressive resume. Steve Labriola deserves to be our next county comptroller, and he deserves our support. Not because he's a Republican, although that's a good thing, but because he is the most competent person who is running for comptroller this year, and we need to make sure that we elect people who are competent. Steve Labriola will be elected comptroller in November. Maureen O'Connell is the county clerk. She's done a wonderful job. She's been there now for 2 terms. She has done wonderful things with the county clerk's office, modernizing it, including new and updated equipment and technology that has taken the county clerk's office to where it has been today compared to where it was when she took office 8 years ago. Technology changes every day. Keeping up with technology is important. And I'll tell you this, part of the job of making sure that government is transparent, that government has integrity, that government has the ability to communicate with its constituents, is using technology to make sure that whatever is done in government is available and is transparent. The county clerk goes a long way towards making sure that all of those documents are available online, because, look folks, when I get elected county executive, when Steve's comptroller and Maureen is the county clerk, it's not my money, it's our money. And so when you ask me why we sent a contract, or why we gave a raise, or why we hired somebody, you are deserved to have an answer for every single thing we do, because it's transparent government and we deserve to have those answers out there. Nothing should be done in secret. So that's the challenge before us today. Who has got the vision for the next 100 years? Who's going to set the bar as we go forward in Nassau County? Because elections have to be more than about throwing rocks. Elections have to be about leadership, and leadership has to be about how you reach across the aisle with Democrats and Republicans working together to solve the problems and making sure that Nassau County is back on the right track and that honest leadership leads the way. So I'm asking for your help. I thank you all for being here today. I ask for your support and your help going into these November elections. And then I want to answer your questions. Because whether you live right here in Hicksville, whether you live in Herricks, whether you come from New Hyde Park, or whether you even come from Huntington. These are the challenges that we have here in our communities. You notice I mentioned Huntington, right? These are the challenges we have. How do we change things, but also, I don't believe that our worst years are behind us. I don't believe, and I refuse to believe, that the county can't fix itself. I've had people tell me that the county can't be fixed, it's too hard, nobody can do it, it's impossible. If we believe that, ladies and gentlemen, then frankly, then let's throw in the towel. Let's sell our homes. Let's get rid of our businesses and let's move somewhere else. I refuse to believe it. This is where we live. We have the ability to fix it. We will fix it if we work together. So God bless you and thank you.
As he's the first one in South Asian community to start the politics in our community. So let me request Bobby Kumar to come and introduce Steve Libero.
Good afternoon. Like he said, almost 25 years we know each other. When he just was a lawyer, or a son to his family, or a husband to his wife, or father to his children, and then a mayor, and move on to be wherever he going to go. The sky is the limit, because you read what he says. He is a honest man, a good friend. When he gives you his word, Jack Martin and Martin's family keep their words. I wouldn't be standing next to him if I felt he's not the right person. He's not the person who cares about our community. I know I'm going to introduce Steve, but I want to say a few words because I have your permission to do so. Because if I fail, then nobody else to blame is me. You know, we hear or read sometime about the candidates. 99% is never the truth. Good one or the bad one. And most of you know I do not get intimidated because somebody's senator or county executives or mayor or otherwise. I get impressed because how they live their life every day as a person and a human being. And Jack Martin, I can tell you about him. If he gave you his word, he will keep his word. When he meant about the families, you can take that to the bank. Because I did long time ago. And thank you being my friend. Thank you for the friend to the community. And I make sure he does not take their vote for granted. Now come to Steve. I have nothing to say. And I have so much to say. Just like Jack, I literally know Steve. My God, we are old people. And Steve being clerk of my town, a friend, a family man, we had traveled together, had the family mingling. Steve is a worker, a public servant. You know what, I'm going to try not to say since they are recording. Elected officials, when they come for vote, they give you the BS, you want to hear it. They take you everything for granted, your money and your pictures. But then you do meet some people in your life, they truly want to be public servant. Jack is one of them. But Steve is equally, when come to a public servant, he means to serve the public, not become a public boss. But people do, all these elected officials, they come to get your vote as a public servant to elect him. The day he or she get elected, they're not your servant, now they're suddenly their boss. And I don't give a damn about those people. and I hope you guys don't either. But for a person who genuinely is a public servant when he was elected in a town clerk's office or when he was elected for the assembly, and now hopefully he bring the integrity, the trust, respect of the public servant that public deserve, and he definitely deserve your vote. Since I know most of you personally, I humbly request support Steve Labriola, because it's so important for county executive to succeed, to have his financial partner equally honest and successful, and they couldn't find a better team between Jack Martin for county executive, Steve Labriola for controller, and my sister Maureen O'Connor, a county clerk. God bless you, thank you, and my friend Steve Labriola.
I know that there are many distinguished leaders in this room today, and I've met quite a few of you during my time in public service. Jack Martin said something this afternoon that struck a chord with me, and I hope it struck a chord with all of you. I know that he grew up as the son of an immigrant, and I know that many of you in this room share that experience, and I am the grandson of immigrants who came here with really nothing more than the shirt on their back, and they worked hard. And they faced all kinds of discrimination as they moved into their communities, just as I'm sure that many of you feel and sense. And I want you to know something. Jack Martin stands here as a testament to the fact that what we have is our name, and we have to stand by our name. It is the one thing my father taught me, my grandfather taught him, is that your name is something that belongs to you, and nobody can ever take that away from you. It is the integrity and the honesty of how you lead your life. And no matter how many people try to take you down or drag you down or paint you with the same brush because somebody else in the community did something wrong, I say stand up and fight, continue to fight, and keep working hard and building this community, making this town even better from the way that you found it. Make it more welcoming. And I'm so proud to be running on this ticket and working with you in this community, where I know that we will continue to do what we do best, and that is helping people. That is our real job in government. It is to help people, to rise people up, to help them contribute together and make our place an even better place to raise our families. Thank you all for your kind attention.
My question is, I just wanted to ask, first of all, my name is Dr. Ijaz Ahmad, and I'm representing American Pakistani PAC, Political Affairs Committee, Public Affairs Committee. We know the views of the leader of the Republican Party about minorities, especially what we think about Muslims. We have around 75,000 Muslims in Nassau County. A lot of us are Pakistanis. Around 30,000 are registered voters. I just wanted to know your views. We know the party leader's views. Every day he comes on Twitter or says something on TV about us, other people. We just wanted to know about your views. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. You know, I believe in the American dream. And that may sound hokey to some people, but it's real. We are a country of different backgrounds, ethnicities. We come from all over the world. We have different religions. We have different points of view, but we're a melting pot. And so the challenge for all of us, and I feel very strongly about this because this is a break, and has to be a break, from Republican and Democratic orthodoxy. It's who we are as a country. If we deny the ability of any part of this country to be able to continue to pray, to continue to exercise their own traditions and culture, frankly, we diminish the entire whole. I will defend to my last breath the ability of somebody to exercise their freedom of religion and their freedom of speech, and to be able to exercise their right to be able to conduct their lives in the way that they perceive fit. And I will protect that every bit as much as I will for myself and my own family. It is our challenge here in the United States as recent immigrants. It is our challenge to remember where we came from, to remember the language and the culture and the customs of our parents and our forefathers, to pray together, and to respect each other on our common grounds. So, to answer your question very clearly, I support all communities, including the Muslim community. I respect all communities, including the Muslim community, and I will continue to do so every bit as much as I do my own ethnic community as the Portuguese community. And that's what we need to do as a country.
One question also, so please Charanjit join us. Thank you.
Thank you, Zahid bhai. Thank you, Mr. Martin. My question is,